Massive razor-sharp talons slam down into the mountain turf as a swift red fox swivels violently, fur and dust exploding in midair.
Thick clouds of kicked-up soil and floating feathers fill the frame as two apex opportunists engage in a frantic, high-velocity struggle. High on the rugged mountain plateau, a shadow plunges from the clouds, triggering a heart-pounding battle for dominance and prey rights. On one side stands the golden eagle, an undisputed monarch of the sky, armed with a 6-foot wingspan and crushing talon pressure. On the other, the red fox, a master of agility and cunning, featuring lightning reflexes, thick winter fur, and an iron will to survive. Enormous wings beat furiously against the mountain slope as loose dust, dry grass, and shed fur swirl wildly around the combatants. The intense confrontation rages on for over a full minute, neither predator yielding as aerial strikes meet swift, snapping counterattacks. This is no peaceful coexistence. It is a high-voltage, tense standoff between two fiercely independent, solitary hunters. Welcome to the unforgiving mountain wilderness, where every single day demands relentless vigilance and raw courage. Here, the open sky is ruled by soaring raptors, while the treacherous crags belong to the quick-footed mammal. One sudden swoop from above can instantly transform a peaceful morning search into a chaotic, dust-filled ground battle. Watch as these legendary wild animals showcase their incredible endurance, aerial precision, and swift ground maneuvers.
Dust flies higher as the eagle pivots aggressively, trying to establish a firm grip against the nimble, twisting fox.
The Alpine meadow flattens under their thrashing movements as their fierce territorial rivalry erupts across the clearing. Nearby wildlife retreats into the rocks as the ground vibrates under heavy wing beats, snapping jaws, and sharp warning cries. Neither creature shows a hint of backing down. Every feather flares and every muscle flexes in a display of untamed spirit. The silence of the high ridge gives way to the thudding of heavy feet, sharp barks, and the rushing wind of sweeping wings. Prepare for an epic journey deep into the heart of the wild alpine wilderness, from high cliff nests to rocky dens. Two iconic creatures, one shared mountain ridge, and a silent competition written in the swirling dust, fur, and feathers.
Let the epic battle of the mountain peak begin right now!
Golden dawnlight breaks softly over the icy peaks of the high steppe, painting the jagged crests in shades of rose, gold, and turquoise. Crisp mountain air glides over rocky slopes where purple alpine asters open their petals to catch the first warmth of the morning sun. In a crystal-clear mountain stream feeding into the valley, wild trout flash like silver arrows as they dart between smooth granite pebbles. A herd of ibex moves cautiously along sheer rock faces, their curved horns silhouetted against the glowing horizon as they begin their day. Flocks of snowfinches burst into flight from mountain junipers, filling the quiet alpine valley with cheerful, crisp chirps. High up in a sheltered granite alcove on a vertical cliff face, a female golden eagle tends to her massive, stick-built nest. She carefully shelters her single downy chick, using her thick, dark brown wings to block the freezing mountain draft. Her mate arrives with fresh twigs and moss, carefully lining the nest to insulate their secluded cliffside home.
The mother eagle gently feeds small morsels to her chick, nurturing the young raptor, destined to rule the high atmospheric winds.
Once her chick is secure, she launches off the precipice, her broad wings catching thermal updrafts as she soars over the valley. The golden eagle patrols miles of open slope, using her exceptional eyesight to scan for movement along the rocky scree. Meanwhile, 2 miles away inside a dry den tucked beneath a boulder pile, a solitary mother red fox grooms her young kits.
She licks their soft reddish coats clean, nuzzling them in the warm darkness before stepping out onto the mountain turf.
The adult fox stretches her slender legs, her bushy white-tipped tail swishing gently as she checks the surrounding breeze. Operating in complete isolation, she relies on her delicate sense of hearing to detect the faint rustle of voles under the grass.
She leaps gracefully through the meadow in high, arc-like pounces, pinning small rodents under her front paws with pinpoint accuracy.
Nearby on the open slope, marmots stand alert on rock mounds, whistling sharp warnings to signal activity across the ridge. High above, The golden eagle spots a marmot diving into a burrow, banking sharply to adjust her sweeping flight path. On the ground below, the red fox trots along a narrow game trail, her sharp ears twitching at every rustle in the brush. The eagle swoops low over the ridgeline, using the jagged terrain to conceal her shadow from prey below. On the surface, the fox catches a sudden drift of air from above and freezes, her golden eyes locking onto the sky.
Both independent hunters operate at the absolute peak of their specializer capabilities in this cold, competitive ecosystem.
One dominates the upper air with unmatched soaring speed, massive talon force, and high-altitude visual range. The other commands the lower crags with incredible agility, clever problem-solving, and lightning-fast evasion.
As the afternoon unfolds, grey storm clouds gather around the mountain peaks, casting dramatic shadows across the valley.
A chilly wind whistles through the high pines, signaling a shift in the wild atmosphere as dust swirls over the ridge. The golden eagle perches on a high dead pine snag, releasing a sharp, piercing cry that echoes off the stone canyon walls. On the slope below, the red fox barks defensively, her thick fur fluffing up as she steps into a wind-swept clearing. Their separate daily foraging paths collide directly in a wide alpine meadow where sky territory meets ground domain. Neither animal views the other as a companion. They exist as strict, uncompromising guardians of their respective survival zones.
Up on the cliff nest and deep in the boulder den, their respective young rest safely, miles apart from this high-altitude tension.
Sunlight pierces through a gap in the storm clouds, spotlighting both magnificent creatures in brilliant, dramatic contrast. The stage is set for an extraordinary demonstration of alpine endurance, quick reflexes, and territorial pride. The wild energy of the mountain peaks rises as aerial dominance meets ground agility face to face. Every creature on the slope falls silent as the two iconic predators prepare to stand their ground.
The golden eagle dives off her perch like a bullet, striking downward with massive talons aimed directly at the fox.
The red fox leaps backward with blinding speed, twisting midair and snapping her sharp teeth inches from the eagle's feet. A violent collision of dark feathers, red fur, and mountain dust erupts on the turf as both predators clash with full power. The golden eagle flares her broad, dark wings to maintain balance, attempting to pin the nimble mammal with her grip. Shaking off the dust, the red fox emits a harsh, defensive bark and lunges forward, forcing the heavy bird to shift ground. For over a full minute, an intense, non-stop ground struggle rages as dust and loose feathers swirl wildly in the mountain wind. Red tail fur and golden-brown eagle plumes scatter across the rocky soil as both animals trade rapid, defensive maneuvers.
The golden eagle uses her massive wing stroke to dodge snapping jaws, while the fox uses her low center of gravity to dodge the talons.
Neither predator yields an inch. Each demonstrates the ultimate limits of physical agility, endurance, and wild courage. Sharp screams and rustling feathers echo across the open clearing as dirt continues to billow into the cool afternoon air.
After a grueling minute of fierce grappling, the sheer impossibility of overcoming each other's defense forces a break.
The golden eagle pushes off with a heavy beat of her wings, launching smoothly back into the safety of the mountain updrafts. On the rocky slope below, the red fox stands tall, shaking the dust from her crimson coat and watching the skies alertly. Without a clear victor, both legendary survivalists preserve their lives, proving that wild power comes in many forms. Nature maintains its delicate balance, where mutual respect and territorial boundaries are forged through strength.
If you were thrilled by this heart-pounding alpine showdown, make sure to hit that like button right now.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you never miss a wild video.
We bring you brand new, heart-pounding wildlife stories and discoveries every single day.
Drop a comment below to let us know which impressive mountain predator was your favorite today.
See you tomorrow for another thrilling adventure into the untamed wild.